Meanwhile, Colombo's moves are being closely watched in China, and that shouldn't be surprising at all. After all, the defense deal is being seen as America's move to counter China's expanding footprint. The Indian Ocean island is very strategically located. I cannot say this often enough. Political leaders have picked sides in Sri Lanka. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe wants the American deal. President Sirisena says he will veto it. They're both expected to compete in the presidential election later this year. Incidentally, just 2 days after Sirisena made his objections clear, a Chinese warship docked at Colombo. No coincidence this. This warship has been donated to the Sri Lankan Navy for patrolling and surveillance missions. China, we know, has emerged as one of Sri Lanka's benefactors economically and geopolitically. China has stepped up investment in ports and other projects on Sri Lanka, on the island, in fact. It sees Lanka as a key link in Beijing's ambitious Belt and Road Initiative. China has vowed to keep providing financial help, including loans to Sri Lanka, despite warnings about the nation's mounting debt. In 2017, Sri Lanka gave a 99-year lease on a strategic port, Hambantota, this was given to the Chinese because Sri Lanka could not repay Chinese loans worth $1.4 billion. The Hambantota port straddles the world's busiest east-west shipping route. It also gives a strategic foothold to China in a region long dominated by India. Now, an audio tape was leaked in the immediate aftermath of the April terror attacks. This tape exposed the links between Colombo and Beijing. A report was published by a section of the Sri Lankan media, and this report said that a former intelligence chief was obstructing the investigation into the Easter attacks. The man in question is Major General Henda Witharatana. He is the former chief of the Sri Lankan intelligence agency. Reports say that he tried to obstruct the investigation at China's behest. Now, this man allegedly tells the Chinese that the Americans have stepped up their involvement in the investigation. The report quotes him as saying, and I'm quoting, they want to give the Americans free passage for any requirement. They here is the Sri Lankan government. They're going to give the Americans free passage for any requirement. If the requirement arises for them to occupy Sri Lanka, even making use of the harbors and airports. He said that the Americans are coming. Incidentally, this man headed the security operations at Shangri-La Hotel in Colombo, which was one of the targets of the attacks. So the latest American attempts to wean Colombo away from Beijing are not going to go unnoticed by the Chinese government.